Hello beautiful people, it's Kiana. To start off this video, I thought I should show you the most beautiful face in the whole world. It's not my face. It's this face right here, and it's Jesus. And more importantly, it's his sacred heart, and it's this heart, it's this love that's bleeding out for you, that's crying out to you and saying that that he loves you. He loves you just the way you are, and he accepts all of you and wants all of you, all of your beauty and all of your imperfections. So, what a beautiful face. What a beautiful heart. And now back to my face. Just a quick little video here. I just wanted to say this. I was just thinking about something that a priest told me the other day, and he was describing to me his vocation story and actually how the reason why he became a priest and all that. And he said how before he entered the priesthood, like he thought he had everything. Like he had the money, he had the ladies. Like he was all in it. He was living life to its fullest. I put that in its fullest because that's, I guess, what the world says or considers to be full. And then obviously he found out that all of those things, the worldly things he was getting, they weren't exactly all they were cracked out to be, and they left him feeling really unhappy and had this huge missing piece inside of his heart. And then when he came to discover the priesthood, is basically his whole life changed. And he said that every single day of from being a priest, and he's been a priest for years now, he's loved his life so much, and he's been able to glorify God through his life. And something that he said that was really interesting was, he said, I gave it all up. All of the material, the materialistic world. I gave it up. I thought I needed it. I thought that without it, I would be incomplete. I thought that without it, something would be lacking in my life, but no, I gave it all up. And that kind of it dawned on me, like, could I give it all up? And I'm not saying, so this is not thinking about, like, I'm not talking about the religious life or the priesthood, but just in general, for all of us as lay people. And when I'm saying this story, I'm not saying like, oh, you need to become a priest or you need to become a nun. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in general, though, could we give up our materialistic possessions, our life that we have right now, to follow Christ? Because whether you're a priest, a nun, some religious life, or whether you are married or single, every life is a life of self-sacrifice. So you sacrifice your own life for Christ. And it doesn't matter what vocation we're in, we're all called to sacrifice. And when Jesus says, come, follow me, will you come? Or do you have to put markers on it? Do you have to say, yeah, I'll come, but let me take this with me? Or I'll come, but let me at least keep my car. Oh, come, but I need to have this in my life. You need to make sure this happens. Do you have any buts or ifs or any of those? Are we putting labels on what is supposed to define our life? And I think it's something really important to think about. Can we give up what we have in our life to follow Christ? The possessions, the wealth, the materials. And as Christians, as Catholics, it's important to reflect on and to think about. And ultimately, at the end of our lives, you know, it's not about the possessions or the money or the wealth. And it's so darn easy to get caught up in that in our daily lives. Well, and you feel like you have to accumulate all this stuff. And we need this stuff, because this stuff is, I have to be with this. I can't be separated from these things. But honey, let me break it to you. You ain't bringing those with you to heaven. So, worldly possessions are not bad. They are not bad. They're not inherently bad. In fact, they're good when it's used correctly. And what I'm just trying to say is, don't let possessions and things and wealth and accumulation of stuff block or hinder your relationship with Christ. or block you from being able to serve Christ. And that is what, when the priest was telling me that, he said, I gave it all up. Obviously, he still has worldly possessions. Obviously, he still has materialistic things, but he gave it up, meaning his life was no longer centered or focused around what he owned. His life was no longer bounded by the car he was driving, by the girls he was dating. And that's the thing. Are our lives bounded or tied to something of this world, or are they connected to Christ? And at the end of our lives, and this is something that someone else told me, people keep on telling me really cool things, and then I feel the need to share them. But at the end of our lives, the most beautiful thing that could ever be said to us at the end of our lives is from Jesus. And at the end of our lives, when we are face to face with our Lord, and if he looks at you in the eyes, well done, my good and faithful servant. Well done. You served me well. Or as St. Paul says it, you kept the faith. Something else, you finished the race. I was like trying to memorize that. But you kept the faith. You fought the good fight. You finished the race. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Not, well done, you were a millionaire. Well done, you had that nice, hot and rockin' new car. Well done, you dated 10,000 people. That's totally not exaggerating. No, well done. You served me. Well done, you put others before yourself. Well done, you detached from attaching your whole being to worldly things. Well done. You chose me over what the world offered. And that, my friends, my brothers and sisters, should be our goal. That should be what we are fighting for in this life. It's a great truth to keep in mind. I encourage all of you guys to reflect on that as I am doing in my own life. Beautiful people, very nice talking to you over this video, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye guys!